Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Culture by Choice. This is going to be a weekly morning video series that is going to be focused on some of the issues that you as leaders are currently experiencing or maybe have experienced. And we're going to be meeting every Wednesday morning. Bring your coffee. And we're going to be doing a discussion on some of the different things that you guys have going on. So to lead us off for our first video series this morning, we're going to talk about communication, because that tends to be a large one that we're getting from a lot of you guys, a lot of our clients, a lot of questions surrounding why does communication seem to be so hard, or why is there such a lack of communication right now? So I would like to just spend a little bit of time with you this morning to discuss why you might be experiencing that. And some of the things that we're going to talk about will have a bit of a serious nature, but that's kind of the state of affairs for right now, and how everybody else is experiencing that as well. So the first thing that I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about is something that you might be experiencing as well, and that is, does it feel as if maybe the right hand isn't talking to the left hand anymore? Does it feel as if there's either miscommunication or lack of communication, or maybe no communication at all? So whether it's coming from the top, coming from peers, going in between you and friends, or even spouses, what are you experiencing when it comes to communication at this time? So I know from talking with quite a few of my clients over the last few weeks, one of the things that they're hearing a lot is, I just don't feel like there's enough communication taking place. Or maybe the communication is too much, but it's so scattered that they don't know which thing to truly listen to or to truly follow. Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit. I'm going to use a bit of a serious analogy at the moment, okay? And so I have been using the analogy of, is your house currently on fire? Okay, I know that seems really dramatic, but if we really take a peek at what I'm talking about here, I'm really talking about, are you in the survival mode? Okay, are you operating from, what do I need to do next in order to survive? Or do you also feel as if in your organization, everywhere you turn there's a fire and you're trying to put it out? And so everybody is running around trying to put out fires, okay? That's completely normal in a situation like this. Doesn't mean it's the best way to operate, but if you take a look outside of your door and you look to the left and you look to the right and you're looking down the street at your neighborhood, is your house the only one on fire? Or does it appear as if some of your neighbors' houses are on fire? Maybe the whole neighborhood's on fire, right? That seems kind of grim. But with how the world is at this current moment with COVID-19, there are a lot more fires going on than there were, let's say, 6 months ago, right? And so when you put that into play with communication and you take a look at the biological aspect of how we communicate when we're under stress, our brains take over and provide a lot of hiccups for us, right? Sometimes it doesn't feel very logical that our brains are doing the things that they're doing, but after thousands of years of evolution, your brain operates in a way that's going to protect you. And sometimes those protection modes actually prohibit you from doing what you truly need to do for your organization or for you as an individual in order to thrive in the moment and not just survive. So over the next few weeks, we are going to be discussing some different tips and suggestions and ideas that you can utilize as an individual, as an organization, to help move you from survival and move you back into that thriving atmosphere, right? That idea of creating the best version of yourself or the best version of your company or your organization. So when there's a breakdown of communication between you and a peer, you and a spouse or an individual, maybe between a company and its employees, or a company and another company, business to business, or even a business to a customer, right? It can be very stressful, and it can make things even harder to get things accomplished that you want to get accomplished. So over the next few weeks, we'll talk about how do we move away from just trying to survive, right? If you're trying to put your fire out and you're asking for help from your neighbor and they're trying to put their fire out, they're maybe not even capable of hearing what you're asking. And you may be not communicating in a way that they can even understand, because you may be communicating in a way that is purely for your own survival. And they're listening for little things inside of that communication that maybe is going to help them survive. So lots of stuff gets missed in between when we're operating just from survival. And it truly is a mindset. And it's going to be a lot of hard work, because it's probably a few months down the line before we can truly move out of that survival mode. But let me tell you, it doesn't have to stay that way, and it won't stay that way. This is a temporary situation, and we will be able to move beyond that. So join me on Wednesday mornings. Bring your coffee. We're going to talk a little bit more next week about some of those ideas that you can implement to start moving that process forward, to start removing that communication from that survival mode and creating a space for more effective, more efficient communication, because our responsibility lies within what we can control, right? We cannot control how other people communicate, but if we start implementing better ways, more efficient, more effective ways of communicating, even though we're in this stressful period for our organization or for ourselves personally, you are now creating a pathway for better communication across the board, okay? So thanks for joining me this morning. I look forward to seeing you guys next week, and let me know what you think in the comments, okay? If you have any questions, post those as well, and hopefully we can get to those throughout the next few weeks as well. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.